Happiness, it's something everyone is looking for, but only a few are able to create that true happiness and maintain it throughout their lives. For most of us, happiness is something that is elusive and something that's outside our control, as we let everything and everyone decide whether we're joyful or not. And most of the time, they'll bring emotions of fear, anxiety, depression, all the unpleasant feelings that will make being happy impossible. But the truth is, happiness is not something to find, and the people who seem to be eternally blissful have done it through actively cultivating a peaceful mind that is not affected by anything happening in the outside world. Their existence is almost magical and unaffected by their circumstances. And if you want to know how to stop outsourcing your joy, keep watching because I'll be sharing 6 tips to help you achieve a joyous state of mind and how to maintain it. But before we start, if you're not already subscribed to my channel, I talk about how you can find your passion and go after it at any age, how you can find balance even at the most difficult times in your life, and how you can be happy with the things and the people you already have surrounding you. So if you're interested, make sure to click the subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss any of my videos that I upload 3 days a week. Now, let's get to today's topic. Number 1 is to stop thinking good versus evil. The reason why this is so important is because this kind of thinking creates the biggest separation and alienation of all kinds. It brings with it judgment, labeling of people in different ways, and even hatred towards what you believe is bad practice. But the problem with this kind of thinking is that morals and values are vastly different in different societies across the world and even on the individual level. What you might consider bad practice might be at the heart of some societies' cultural and spiritual expression, and in their eyes, you might be the one that needs help. When you judge someone for doing something wrong, you're basically saying to yourself, I'm better than him or her, which is absolutely false because unless you're in their exact position, you have no idea what your reaction would be to a given situation. And by refraining from judging others, you'll be able to free yourself from the illusion of good versus evil and be able to see things for what they really are. It will also give you some clarity and a new perspective about what's good and bad. Number 2 is to practice joy and happiness every day until it becomes your default state of mind. You might be surprised at this because you believe your mind state is controlled by everything else except you. But the reality is the complete opposite, and you are the only one responsible for whichever way you think and feel. The thing is, you've been feeling fear, self-doubt, and unfulfillment in life for the longest. Now it feels weird for your mind to accept confidence, freedom, and joyfulness as a state of being. You've probably noticed that in your moments of happiness, you almost feel guilty because your mind is used to worrying and overthinking that it considers this small window of joyfulness as wrong. But that's not right. In fact, your mind's job is to serve you to its best capacity and then leave you alone at your order. You are not at the mercy of your overthinking mind. You have the power and you decide how you want to feel and not all the junk you've allowed to enter your brain throughout the years. You can use different methods to clear your mind, and one way is to stay a significant amount of time without any thoughts whatsoever. Number 3 is know that true happiness has nothing to do with your surrounding. This is by far the biggest mistake people make when they go in pursuit of happiness and blissfulness. They confuse success, wealth, relationships with true happiness and believe that once their dreams come true, then they'll be content with life. But that cannot be further from the truth because all the things I mentioned have nothing to do with lasting happiness. There's nothing wrong with being ambitious and wanting perfect relationships in your life. The problem is when you make these things your source of happiness and your purpose in life. Because whether you like it or not, your interests in life and the relationships you'll have throughout your life will be ever-changing and not always your choice. Things will not always happen as you planned. And if you don't know how to protect your well-being from outside factors, you'll always have your happiness at the hands of others. So stop outsourcing your joy and decide to be pleasant within yourself regardless of what's happening outside. Number 4 is to stop chasing bondage and embrace freedom. When you think of a convenient life, an everlasting love, or a goal or a dream you must achieve, With every affirmation of how important those things are for your survival, you're creating a bondage that will be too painful for you to let go of when the time comes. Because the very nature of our existence is that we're continuously changing, and so are the situations and the people around us. But these romantic words of bondage to people and things might trick us into thinking that everything stays the same and that we can rely on the joy they bring us. And this will only end in disaster because any kind of abnormal attachment to the outside world, whether it's money, people, or convenience, will only keep us prisoners of those things. Besides, we can only enjoy the things we have and the people we love when there is freedom and mental space that will allow us to see beyond the romanticized words and the convenience of things. Number 5 is to live every day as if it was your last. Focusing on your problems and your everyday issues can make you forget what little time you have left here on earth. Because the small things will occupy your mind and you'll be blind to the big picture. You'll have no understanding of your place in this world and you live in your own made-up world comprised of your personal problems. This will greatly reduce your happiness and you'll spend your life worrying and overthinking even at times when you don't need to. It will affect every aspect of your life. And the main reason is that you're always either in the past or in the future and never in the present moment. Every day you live with the memory of yesterday or with the dream of tomorrow. And this will only keep you depressed or anxious and unable to fully utilize the present moment with all its new opportunities you didn't have before or you may never come across again. So learn to live in the present in order not to make it yet another regrettable past. Number 6, last but not least, is gratitude. Gratitude is not just saying thank you for the things you have, it's also a constant reminder of how much you already have so that you don't only focus on what's missing in your life. When you make it a habit to be grateful for your current life, it will make it much easier for you to achieve anything you want in your future life. You'll have an easier time building your future because you're not fighting your current life. And when you're not busy counting on the list of things you don't have, you'll have the time to create the things you want to have. Gratitude is definitely the biggest ingredient to create happiness. As you go on noticing more and more of how good your life is already, you'll become less and less anxious and desperate about everything. And things you used to ignore and take for granted will all of a sudden become your source of happiness. And it will eventually become clear to you that you have so much in your life already. So that's it for today, guys. Check out my other video where I talk about how to control your anger by clicking somewhere here. And if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, share your ideas, thoughts, experiences down in the comment section below. Don't forget to subscribe not to miss my other videos. Until next time.